Previously on Bollockz.
It felt like a win and a defeat for the Blues, 0-0. They held out. They showed they've got the mettle. And since then, they played against teams which, quite frankly, if they're going to stay up, they've got to beat, and they have done. But they're not safe yet, but a great revival. And they've got a weekend off now, and they look set to survive. But as I say, there's only 4 points in it. But a better feeling for us unhappy Hammers thus far this season.
That's right. There's not that many West Ham fans I come across in South Africa, because I don't think they understand the academy nature of and the old days of having the best England players coming out of Upton Park.
And it's, you have to start educating some people down there and setting up a West Ham supporters club. Jeff Hurst, Bobby Moore, Martin Peters. Okay, it is a long time ago now, but West Ham did win the World Cup. I just have to say.
That's right. The great West Ham won the World Cup. Lots and lots of Liverpool fans in this country,
right.
Rob, for some reason. I guess it's their enormous success during the 80s. Everywhere you go in this country, when the Liverpool legends came out, we had Full House, Robbie Fowler hanging around the old wine bars down in Durban, had a great time down there. Listen, mate, it looks to me like Liverpool are now becoming serious contenders for the league title, not just for the top three, or top four. It's definitely a four-horse race now, isn't it?
I definitely agree. I mean, another good win last night. Okay, last gasp, but still they won, and it proves that they've got the ability to go the extra mile. A resounding win over Arsenal last weekend. They're in it, and I tell you what, it's up for grabs. It's up for grabs. If you remember that commentary by Brian Moore,
it's up for grabs now. Michael Thomas.
It's up for grabs now. Michael Thomas. Oh, Michael Thomas.
Yeah, exactly.
They've won the. Now it's up for grabs for Liverpool. They can go the extra yard. Yes, they've got the players. They've got Suarez. They can score goals. They've got Sturridge. They've got Gerrard. For whom this could be the last chance for him to win a title for Liverpool. And Brendan Rodgers did impressive. Second season in charge, gradually evolving the team, how he wants it to play. Tremendous football. Maybe a question mark about the two central defenders, but Skirtle was outstanding against Arsenal, and it would be great. It would be great if Liverpool could win the title this season. I still got a sneaking feeling for Chelsea somehow, despite a disappointing draw against West Bromwich Albion. But that's going to happen at some stage. They've just I don't know what it is. It's probably the Mourinho factor. But there is one thing in Liverpool's favour, I think. They're not involved in the Champions League in the next coming weeks. And that could just give them that extra bit of breathing space to win a couple of games where the other teams might, on the rebound of whatever happens in the Champions League or the following weekend, might draw or lose. So that's it. And I'd love to see Liverpool back on top. It would be great for all those supporters, not least in South Africa, who've been so frustrated and so patient for so long. I'm going to have to remind people it's 1990 nil. 1990. Yeah. You've got people that are 25 years old now. Our children, they've never known Liverpool win a title. It seems incredible.
We've waited since 1990. There's loads of Liverpool shirts around here. I just see Manchester City, the 0-0 draw against Norwich, obviously game off last night because of the severe weather. How's the weather today? Any better?
Well, I have to say, I've taken a leaf out of some football club's books. I've fled the country. I'm now just in Spain at the moment.
I didn't
with a former referee friend of mine, Mark Housey.
You remember him well,
and Bolton's ex-goalkeeping coach, Fred Barb. And we've been watching all the football here. Fred, by the way, is looking for a job. So any coaching jobs in South Africa?
There's one at Orlando Pirates at the moment, mate. We're the sixth biggest club in Africa.
Pirates.
Right. Oh, sorry. Just
Orlando. I'm talking to you live by a swimming pool here in Alicante. The sun is just rising as England, as Britain sinks underneath the weight of storm. Shepherd has sought refuge on the Costa Blanca.
Best place to be at the moment.
Here, you see, it's incredible. Yeah. You make the point there about Manchester City. That game being cancelled last night. Suddenly, Champions League involvement, fixture backlog. There could be one or two games that they should win. Perhaps they'll draw. The door's open for Liverpool. But don't write off your Arsenal, Neal. Don't write off your Arsenal. recovered. Okay, it was a dull game last night.
It was awful.
The most important thing when you get thrashed is to come back with at least a point.
True.
And they did that. So Manchester United, they've flown off to Dubai this morning.
That's right.
And I have to tell you, they're not only out of the title race, they're out, in my view, of the Champions League places now. I don't think they'll get that. And perhaps, I think we mentioned this previously, but do they now try and avoid finishing 5th or 6th to make sure they don't qualify for the poison chalice that's also known as the Europa Cup?
Playing Thursday nights. Yeah, I can see. Well, I can honestly see them avoiding that.
Can you imagine the last game of the season where to win you finish 5th or 6th depending on what the qualification is, in terms of who wins the FA Cup?
Yeah.
And Manchester United go out and think, no, we want to lose today so we can finish 7th.
But Rob, Man United did once actually pull out of the FA Cup in preference for the FIFA World Club Cup. Has there ever been a side pull out of Europa League so far?
Well, what a good point. I remember that tournament fondly because I went and covered it and discovered Rio de Janeiro, which was welcome. But actually, that was probably when people talk about the FA Cup losing some of its magic. That undermined a lot of the romance of the FA Cup and the status of it, I should say.
It did. It was a quite incredible thing. It was a quite incredible thing that Sir Alex Ferguson did. The regime has changed, the manager, the directors, and all that. But someone somewhere at Man United had the gumption or the audacity to pull out of the FA Cup, the oldest knockout football competition in the world.
Yeah.
Will someone have the gumption to pull Man United out of a crappy Europa League every Thursday night? Could happen, couldn't it?
Well, it could happen, and in a way, I hope it does, because the Europa League is a rubbish league. It needs to be revamped if it is to survive, and it should become a knockout tournament. Then it might get a little bit more exciting, a little bit more status, and would set it apart from the Champions League. Yeah. The fact of the matter is, it's just a poor man's or a very poor man's. It's a peasant's Champions League at the moment, and we've seen it again this season with Swansea. They qualified for it last year. Their squad's not big enough. Now they're facing relegation. Their manager has been sacked. Michael Laudrup. Last season it was Newcastle. It's the tournament. Everybody sort of says, "Oh, it'll be great. We qualify for the Europa Cup," and then when they're in it, they look around and go, "Why are we playing in this?"
Absolutely right. I'd quite like to see Man United do that. Stir things up with you for a bit. Make them change. Let's get back to it. You've given me a great
idea. I'm going to get onto that for the column on Sunday. What a good idea.
Get onto your Grapevine column. They've done it once before and they did it with a good competition like the FA Cup. Why not do it to a bad competition like the Europa League? Yeah. Rob, any more ideas, give me a call. Get your mate to send me his CV. I'll send it on to Dr. Irving Kozer at Orlando Pirates. And if Mark Halsey wants to come over and ref a few games, mate, we could really do with him.
Well, I'll put that to him. We might all come over as an entourage.
Come over as an entourage. I'd love it.
Well, I shall put it to them. They've all just now gone for a swim, which is actually, I can tell you, quite a frightening sight.
I bet it is. Well, it's a lovely day for a swim here, a lovely day for a swim in the Costa del Sol, but not in England.
The problem is the referee can't swim that well, and he's got armbands. One's yellow and one's red.
Absolutely, well, mate. He can whistle while he works, that lad. Robbie, we'll be talking next week. We'll be looking at Liverpool winning the title and see what Man United do. See if they can get to 8th.
I'll try and get back into England, but I think the door is closed. The floods are so bad at the moment. Maidenhead, not far from where you used to live, Neal.
Yeah, that's right.
It's flooded. It's underwater. It's ludicrous.
All underwater.
Unbelievable. Okay, look forward to it. Speak to you next week.
Cheers, Shep, and thanks as always, mate. Rob Shepherd of the Daily Mail. Up the Hammers, West Ham.
Cheers.
Always good to chat to Rob Shepherd. He's been just about everywhere. He's seen just about everything. He famously took on Graham Taylor, the old England manager. They had a massive row once, Graham Taylor and Rob Shepherd. I think arguing with national managers is acceptable, isn't it?
Visual Radio. Radio like you've never seen it before. Balls.co.za